Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today, this reading is based on what the Divine wants Twin Flames to know. This is for those of you who are serious about getting into Twin Flame Union, or serious about staying in Twin Flame Union, or for those of you who are just looking to better themselves, to evolve as a person. This channel, I feel, is more about the how to get into Twin Flame Union, and more about how to evolve, how to get out of the matrix. I think other channels are more about, maybe like, oh, does he still love me, and that type of thing. So it's great to know all that, and there are a lot of, very talented readers out there, and it's fun to know all that type of thing. But to me, it doesn't really teach you how. And so I want to be about the how. Okay. All right. So let's just see what you got. All right. So you got Six of Cups upright. You got Seer of Wands upright. And then you got Four of Cups reversed. So starting with these three cards, what this is telling me is that she's all about taking a risk. She's all about moving forward. She's all about the yes. This is my yes card. Whenever I ask if I should be doing something, this is my yes card. Take a chance, take a risk. She's asking you to take a risk on this past love. This is someone from the past. This is memories of love from the past. And this is somebody, probably your twin flame. And she's asking you to take a risk on this. And she's asking you to notice that cup that is full. Do not focus on the spilled cups. Okay, instead of looking down at all the spilled cups and looking down at all your failures, the Divine is asking you to notice the cup that is not spilled. It is still there, and it is still waiting for you. Okay. And so they're asking you to take a risk and take a chance on this. Take a chance on this love. It was interesting. I learned something new today that I didn't know, but the Divine showed me, and I was very surprised because it wasn't something that I believed or anything, but this is what they're telling me. And they're telling me that not everyone has a twin flame. So not everyone signed up for this type of experience. So as a soul, so we are whole as source. That's where, of course, we all come from, God, source energy. And then it was almost like, we all broke up into different, individuals. And as individuals, we have become human beings to experience life and separation. But then there was a small percentage of us that even decided to divide again. So as individuals, not all of us, some of us have decided to break up into yet another, individual. So those are our twin souls, where we share the soul. Okay. And we broke up once again, and we did that as another path, which is even like, it's a very different path than what other people are taking. They have very important paths to take, but our paths, our mission was something different. And we all wanted to do this to experience unconditional love and, get out of separation. So we're experiencing the separation, through our twin flame. We are experiencing, unconditional love, meaning loving somebody, expecting nothing in return. We signed up for this, okay? And that's something where you and your twin flame are always one, no matter what. So no matter like how much you try to start a new relationship, or you just try to forget about them, I believe the Divine will always kind of push you together. It could be through dreams. It could be through just like feeling their feelings. It could be any. So I believe a lot of people who are in a relationship now, it's probably not a twin flame, because not everyone has a twin flame. And trust me, I know, because had I figured out about the whole twin flame journey in my last relationship, I would have thought for sure he was my twin flame, because all we did was run away from each other and get back together. It's what we did for 11 years. So it was like, seriously, like my fake twin flame. But until I met my real twin flame, it was so different than I had ever experienced. I mean, very different. But there's a lot of videos out there. If you're not sure about, what makes a twin flame, the way I can describe it is that this person was the only person that I actually felt when I was with them, that I actually became them, that I actually saw them the way they saw themselves. And that person started feeling the way I saw myself. They started feeling my feelings. I started feeling their feelings. It was almost like we became one person. That's the best way I can describe it. It's really, really odd. And then when you don't, love yourself, and then you're not emotionally connected to yourself, it's almost like you feel joyless because you're feeling like that's being exasperated. Whereas I did not feel that way with my soulmate of 11 years. I always felt loved. I never even knew I wasn't emotionally connected to myself. It's just a very different relationship. It's like you become that person. That's the best way for me to describe it. Okay, let me get off that tangent and go to the next card. Oh, so with that, let me pull the Divine Feminine card. So this is Marguerite Porret or Porret. I can never pronounce the names. Anyway, it says the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. So kind of, because the reason I wanted to pull this card is because this is very similar to what I was just talking about. And basically, she says that even if you're not finding the love outside of you, you already know you are already love. You are already love. So, like for instance, when you're in your twin flame union, your twin flame may not show you love, and that's because they have no choice but to feel your feelings and mirror back to you. Even though they do love you, they have no choice but to mirror back to you how you feel about yourself. And so it feels like they don't love you. I know it's so strange. I don't know if any of you else have experienced that. Even though they really do love you, they can't do anything but to express or show you what you're feeling inside of you. It's definitely the mirror effect, and we're doing the same thing back to them. And so with what she's reminding you to do is like know that you are already loved. So for those of you who are already in twin flame union and you're feeling this, you have to love yourself. You have to know you already are love. And if someone outside of you is not showing you love, or you're not feeling the love from somebody, doesn't have to be a twin flame, it could be anyone. Just know you embody love, you are love, and maybe they're there to remind you of that. They're not there to show you love outside of yourself in the 3D because you signed up for this in this particular mission. You're realizing I'm already love, I already love myself, and I am love. There is nothing except love. And even if something in this illusion, the matrix, the 3D is showing you something outside of love, something that's missing the mark of love, you can come to your own conclusion that this is actually love, and this is the way that they're showing love. Plus, there's all the 5 love languages. For instance, if you have someone that never says that they love you, for those of you who are in twin flame union, maybe they don't tell you that they love you, but at the same time they're doing acts of service, or they're like, I don't know, it could be physical touch, whatever it is, and you know that that is their love language and that they are showing you love. But the point of this card is to let you know that love is divine and you are nothing except love. No matter who's showing you love, you are already loved. And you feel that inside of you. You get what you need from inside of you. There's no bigger teacher than that, than the twin flame, especially when you're in physical, yes, separation, but even in physical twin flame union, it's the same. Because I do know one other couple that is in twin flame union at this time. And even she says that, like over text, it's very dry. Like there's never any flirting. There's never I love, like the saying I love you doesn't really happen. And they've been together for like years now. And but at the same time, very like physically passionate, in person. So it's just, but again, the twin flame is a journey and it's a mission, and you're learning to self-love. Okay. All right. The next card you got is creativity. Okay. So this is all about going deep within your own creativity. So those of you, maybe there's something like maybe you're painters, you're musicians, artists, writers, sculptors. This lady looks like she's sculpting. There's something inside of you. So if you are in separate, or even if you're in union, but if you're in separation especially, this is the time to get your creative juices going and really go deep within. I think the closer you get to the more, this is what they're telling me. So the more creative you get, the closer you get to your soul. And the closer you get to your soul, the closer you are to your twin, because you are one soul. Like you're the same soul. So that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, where, when you split, you were already like what everyone else already is, they were already one soul, and you split once again. And so the more you get creative, the more you are getting in touch with your soul. And it's just almost like a energy of high vibration. When you're creating something, you're just creating something very high vibrational, and that connects you more into your soul, and that also connects you more to your twin flame. All right, the next card you got is leaving. Okay, so so this can mean many things. So maybe some of you are leaving your twin flame union at this time, and that's okay. If that is happening, please, please, please listen to me. It's not forever. It's not. Sometimes the divine is, breaking certain twin flames up for a certain period for higher learning. Some twin flames can learn in union, and some twin flames just need to be separate for a bit to get into a deeper learning. It's because it's not your fault. It's like, because I thought it was my fault. It's not. It's just like the energies just start repelling each other. It's just because you are the same. You're one person. Not too many people signed up to do this. Okay. But this could mean other things, right? So maybe you're leaving behind the past, maybe the painful past you're leaving behind. Maybe you're leaving behind an old job. Maybe you're leaving, a relationship for your twin flame. Maybe you're leaving on a trip. I don't know. So we have something about leaving here, but maybe we'll learn more about what's going on, like what that could mean for a lot of you. All right. So I like to pull these type of like a message for the divine counterpart just to see where you're at in balance, like if you're in balance or not. Okay. So this says, I just can't face you now because of our past, but I'm working very hard to heal myself to be with you again. Okay. So basically your divine counterpart is saying that they're unable to face you right now, but they do understand that they have like their healing to do. Maybe it's like inner child work. Maybe they had some trauma, and they are trying to heal themselves because they know what you're going to do is mirror back to them their trauma. And I know this happened in my relationship, where when we were in physical union, basically, my twin flame was being mirrored back some trauma that he didn't want to face. And and he kind of told me that he really couldn't accept it. Like he didn't want to accept it. And like he was very verbal about that. Like he just was not happy about that, and couldn't really face, he didn't want to face it. Like he just kept saying, I want to ignore it. I don't want to face it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go there. And that was when we were in physical union. And so now it seems, a lot of the divine masculines are working on that. They are working on healing themselves, which is awesome. All right, then the next card you got is creative again. Okay, so creative. So there's kind of a theme here about being creative. Now, if you look at this card, though, it looks like this gentleman is actually transmuting something. That's what it looks like to me. Like he's got his hands up. He's giving light to something. Maybe it's the violet flame. Maybe it's, the pink light, whatever it is. Anyway, so it's like what I'm getting from this card is like, be creative in what you need to do to heal the situation. So maybe there's something in your past that needs to be healed. Maybe something in your bloodline that needs to be healed. Be creative with that. Use your transmutation skills, use energy work, heal the situation, do the ho'oponopono, which is the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So sometimes, so what I do for a living is I look at eligibility for long-term care, and so a lot of times I'll look at people's medical records and I'll do the ho'oponopono. It's like energy, because we're all energy, and I'll do the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, because there was this person in Hawaii who figured this out, where they were in a mental institution, and they healed everyone in the mental institution just by doing that, just by doing the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and kind of healed the energy of the patients. And so I try to do that with medical records, and you can do that too. You can even picture your twin flame in the palm of your hand and just keep saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And what it does is, it just, because it's not because you did anything. It's simply because, and of course, I didn't make these people sick. And the people that I look at with medical records, it's just that we are all one, and knowing that we're not separated, and knowing that some kind of trauma happened to them to make them that sick. Okay. And because I do love that book, Heal Your Life, by Louise Hay, and it talks all about like how our thinking, how it affects our bodies and physically, makes us imbalanced. And so with that in mind, knowing that we are all one, what I'll do is I'll do the whole, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I do that for my twin flame. I do that for, people I don't even know. Like I said, I do it on medical records. And so, and then just know you're healing, and just know your guides are helping you. So you're getting a lot of help. Okay. And so you can do this with family members. So just be creative with that. Be creative with, healing the situation, healing the past, healing the future, whatever it is. There's no such thing as time. All right, you also got the butterfly, and this says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Yeah, so maybe this has to do with leaving the old situation behind, maybe leaving the old 3D paradigm, moving into the 5D. So this is about evolving. This is about the relationship evolving. This is about moving into the next phase. So it looks like there's a new beginning in your relationship, and you're leaving the old relationship behind, knowing that that was just you in another body, imbalanced because you were imbalanced in your own, divine feminine, divine masculine energies, which imbalanced. I know it sounds strange, but if your own divine masculine side of you is imbalanced, that creates an imbalance in your divine masculine in the 3D. Okay. It's very different than your typical soulmate relationship, I think. But you can also use that divine feminine, divine masculine energies for any relationship, actually. All right, and the next question, the next card you got is the Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So that looks like the traditional Tower card, okay, and they call it the Crumbling. And so they're asking, what are you clinging on to? So what in the 3D are you clinging on to? Because it's being torn down, okay? And as you see, because right now the coronavirus is going on and other things, I know there's been some interesting weather patterns going on where my friend lives in Nashville. I mean, just wiped out East Nashville. A lot of things are happening, and so it's almost like a rebirth is going on. And so things are crumbling down. The old ways of doing things are crumbling down. Resources are getting a bit scarce, and that way we're learning to be a little more sustainable, which I think Europe was already forced to do that, I believe, and now we are being forced to do that here in America. And it's a good thing. Sustainability is a beautiful thing. And so they're asking you, though, what are you clinging on to, and what do you need to let go of? All right. And then it could be something from your past as well. All right. The next card you got is Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. And that's for sure, right? So the relationship with the twin flame is very challenging, but that's what makes it so great. It's making you into a better person. If you were with a person who like always pleased you and always did whatever you wanted and was always nice to you, you probably wouldn't be any different. Like you probably wouldn't have gone through any kind of growth. You'd probably be the same person. You'd probably look outside of yourself for love. You probably wouldn't learn about unconditional love. You probably wouldn't even care about the whole separation versus unity, so you wouldn't even care about purging for your bloodlines, okay, and for humanity. So, this is an agreement that you made to have this type of relationship that will both support and challenge you. All right. Also, I'm getting with the Crumbling. So again, leaving. So what are you clinging onto and leaving it behind? So whatever it is. So if you already answered this question, what are you clinging onto? Yeah, they're asking you to leave it behind. Let it crumble and then don't pick it up. Okay, the next card you got is Divine Intervention. It says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with blah, blah, blah that's in need and for helping with the blah, blah, blah situation. I have faith in divine intervention and I fully accept your guidance now. Yep. So, whatever you want, divine intervention's here for you. So I don't know, for some of you, maybe is somebody's very ill. Maybe you're praying for humanity with this coronavirus. Maybe this is just something where you just need help with the situation for you and your twin flame. Or maybe there's another situation where you just need intervention, and divine intervention will be there for you. They will intervene, but they need you to ask. Like, you have to ask for it. Otherwise, this is a free will. You know, you're in free will in the 3D, so they have to be asked. Okay, the next card you got is Sapphire. It says, "Easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work." So yeah, some of you might be feeling a bit stressed. Again, talking about what's going on in the world, obviously, there's kind of an upset with the virus and other things that are going on. And so, they're asking you to, keep yourself out of that pandemonium, because your health and happiness and abundance require it. Okay, so you want to keep yourself healthy, you want to keep yourself happy and abundant. I have to say, I went out last night to a restaurant thinking it would be empty because of, the whole pandemonium thing. And oh my God, it was so crowded. And it was just like people everywhere laughing, and like it was like a family style restaurant, and everybody was just so joyful. And I'm like, oh my God, you would never even know what's going on. Just, surround yourself with like happiness and abundance, and that's going to keep you healthy. Okay. All right, the next card you got. So this is an affirmation for the week. It says, "I am open to learning and teaching." Ooh, I'm open to learning and teaching. So this is Lord Cthulhu. It says, "Lord Cthulhu is the world teacher in his incarnations as Saint Francis Shahana." I can never say these names. Ahan, who built the Taj Mahal, and Melchior, one of the wise men. Lord Cthulhu practiced harmlessness, love, and wisdom. These energies are encapsulated in the card, so you are encouraged to spread knowledge and spiritual truths to others with humility and inspiration. Be ready to learn, for Lord Cthulhu is drawing your attention to something important. He is a member of the Brotherhood of the Golden Robe, those who take in and transmute the pain of the world. If you are sensitive to energies, ask him to wrap you in his light. Yeah, so I keep talking about the transmutation, so that goes very well. That's what I was getting from this card. I was getting transmutation. Just be creative with it, whatever works for you. However you feel, you can transmute, because we're all energy, and so this is all about transmuting the pain of the world, right? And if you are, again, very sensitive, you can ask Lord Cthulhu to help you, wrap you in his light. Also, you are learning, because it sounds like you will also be a teacher. All right, the next card you got, it says, "I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love." Yep, and again, that has a lot to do with leaving, right? So you're leaving the shadow of the past, and you're seeing someone for the first time with new eyes of love. You're having a new perspective, okay? Um, yeah, just get creative with it. Get creative with whatever your perspective is on what is happening. Everything has a neutral, like everything has a vibrational set point, but really everything in your eyes is neutral until you put meaning on it. Whatever meaning you put on it, because a lot of times people will look at something, and some people will be very emotional about it or upset about it, and then some people will look at it and see it in a different way, see it in a positive view, and why this is helping. Like, for instance, this coronavirus, there are people looking at it in a very negative view. Some people are looking at it in a kind of an awakening view, where it's awakening people to become more sustainable, awakening people to be more helpful to one another, to show unconditional love to one another, knowing life is short, reaching out. Who knows? Maybe twin flames are reaching out to each other, knowing, life is short. There's an awakening going on. Everyone's becoming more one, like a one consciousness. I mean, it's happening all over the world. Toilet paper didn't sell out just in America; it sold out in other countries as well. So we're learning, we're all one, we're all one consciousness, and it's just having a different point of view. And so they're asking you to do the same. So look at your relationship with a whole new perspective. All right. And again, they have no choice but to treat you the way you treat yourself. That's because it's you in another body. It is actually you. You guys, after you went into an individual body, you split again. Okay. And so it's really you. And as much as they want to show you love, as much as they want to reach out to you, because I know, because I was the same way. I I love my twin flame, yet for some strange reason, I couldn't treat him any better than he treated himself. I just couldn't. I don't know why. It was so weird because I never act like that with anyone. But when I was with him, it was like I would get scared to really show how I really felt. I got scared to even, like I made sure like I almost like dumbed down the relationship in a way. Like I just made it lesser than I thought it was. I kept just not opening up as much as I usually do. And but I was mirroring back him. Like I was just mirroring back everything that was inside of him, and he was mirroring back everything inside of me. We were reflecting one another, and that's all. And that was the best we could do. We couldn't do anything more than that. And when I tried, he didn't believe me anyway. When I tried to say something, he didn't believe me anyway because he had to go by the energies. All right. All right, so this has to do with where we might be out of balance in our own divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So this says overthinking. So for some of you who are overthinking the situation, maybe you're thinking, oh, maybe this isn't what I thought it would be. Even though your intuition is screaming that he's your twin flame and that he's the one that you, or she's the one you need to be with, your divine counterpart, you're still overthinking the situation because you don't want to get hurt. And you keep overthinking, well, if it doesn't happen by this time, maybe I'll just, move on and start dating someone else. And, you just keep overthinking. And then when you do that, you're putting yourself out of balance instead of being in peace and in your intuition, not questioning the when, just knowing, yeah, this is going to happen. Either way, it's going to happen. My intuition's telling me this is going to happen. I'm just going to let the divine take care of it, which is an extremely tall order for us, right? Especially those of us who are in our divine masculine side of us, who's very forward going. I know I am. I'm always that person who's forward going. I have no problem telling someone that I'm attracted to them. And I'm thinking, and if they're not attracted to me, so what? I will move on. Like I'm not afraid of rejection personally. I just don't care. If they want me, they want me. If they don't, they don't. That's how but in this particular case, they want us to be more patient in our divine feminine. So in my case, my divine masculine was always pretty good. It was my divine feminine that I had a real issue with. Not very patient. I wasn't very nurturing to myself, and according to my daughter, not really nurturing to others. Not like I was not nurturing, just not as nurturing as she thought I should be, I guess. But anyway, intuitive, all that type of stuff, compassionate. So I think a lot of us are having issues with that. And I do the same thing. It's like overthinking the situation. So what that's doing is taking your own divine masculine out of whack and making them more distant, more anxious. And I know you feel that anxiety because I think a lot of us do. And they become a little bit more controlling. Okay, a bit more controlling, where maybe they're like, I think I'm just going to wait for you to contact me. It's almost like they're in their own divine feminine, and they're the ones that are patient, and we're the ones that are forward going. It feels that way to me. Okay, and then the next thing that might be out of balance is rigid. Okay, so that would make you a little insufficient in your earthly feminine side. And so if you're feeling a bit rigid or a bit cold or a bit dry, overly serious and not playful towards your divine masculine, then your divine masculine is going to become more protective and become more rigid. And yeah, you know how that goes. Okay. And then they're not going to reach out because they're scared. They're scared of the rejection. They feel your energy. They can't help but to feel your energy no matter what. They are you. So, and I've already told this story one time. If you're shaming your own divine masculine side of you or your own divine feminine side of you, all you're doing is shaming yourself. So when you start saying, oh, my divine masculine's this, or my twin flame's that, you're actually calling yourself that trust me, I've done it. I've done it twice, where one time I was killed over because I was sending such negative vibes. It was when my twin flame was in a third party situation at the time. This was a while back. I was sending my twin flame such negative vibes, and all that did was get pushed onto me, not knowing that the negative vibes I was sending, I was sending to myself, and I was literally keeled over on my desk, okay, at work, and then not knowing what was happening. And then when I asked him, because we started dating shortly after that, not realizing he was on his way out of that relationship, like it was just about done. We started dating shortly after that, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't feel anything that day." Like he didn't even feel it. So it was just like I did it to myself. And then recently, like I kept saying, even on these videos, I kept saying, "Oh, if they're not for your highest good, blah blah blah." Well, that in a way is shaming your divine masculine, and what that ended up doing was shaming myself, so that it came in another channel. It was my boss's boss's boss that shamed me in, like, publicly, and it was in such a public manner that I immediately realized, because it was actually really good work, which I proved to my own boss. I said, "Look what they shamed me on. This was actually really good work," and I even had backup on that, thank God. Anyway, it was more of a metaphysical thing that happened, where I was shown that because I was shaming publicly my twin flame, which I tend to do at the beginning of these videos, not knowingly. I was just kept saying, "Oh, right now maybe you're not in physical, union, because maybe they're not for your highest good right now. Maybe they're in an addiction or this and that." I didn't mean for it to be of a shaming, so unconsciously I did it, and so the divine had no choice but to have me reap that reward of shaming. And then I got it, and then I was like, okay, I'm taking this the wrong direction. I didn't even realize I was doing that. And it's all about unconditional love. It's all about you know um, looking at your twin flame as somebody who is your equal, somebody who is, has your back, being playful with your twin flame. That's what's going to get you in connection. Okay. All right. So I like to pull a card from Modalities, and you don't have to do it daily, but I like to, so do daily 5 wins. You don't have to write it down. Maybe it's something you just do in your mind, but you think about. Doesn't have to be 5, but think of like what wins. Like, focus on what's good, right? So focus on what your wins were for the day. Oh, did I get my laundry done? Or, oh, did I I don't know, did I jog for 2 miles? Like what were your wins today? It could be something small. It's like, oh, did I smile at my neighbor? Or did I send transmuting energies? Did I do this? Did I transmute the pain? Whatever it was. Like write down your wins of the day. All right, the next card you got is Fairies. It says you have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Yeah, and so I think most of the world don't even realize these fairies even exist. I was probably one of them for the longest time. And so, but they're saying you have a strong bond, and your life purpose is helping Mother Nature. So I don't know, maybe you're an environmentalist, maybe you're into sustainability, maybe you like to grow your own vegetables, maybe you tend to gardens, maybe you give light to the earth. Um, I don't know. There's something to do with helping Mother Nature. Giving light to Gaia is something that I like to do. All right, the next card you got is Twin Flame equals a rejoining of the original God Spark division and sparks a collective mission to heal the planet. The merging illuminates a path for the collective to follow. It's a portal of love for the planet. Yes, so this is what we signed up for. This is our main mission. So we, of course, were the original God Spark. Everyone is. Everyone's the original God Spark. There is nobody on this earth who is not from the original God Spark. Then we all divided. And then we all became our own individual sparks. Okay. But then us as sparks, we also divided once again. All right. Because our mission as twin flames is to help illuminate a path for the collective to follow. We are merging back with one another in unconditional love. We are merging back to one another. Even if we're not physically together, we're still energetically together. And as long as we're sending each other loving energy to each other, which if you're sending love to your twin flame, it is being reflected back to you, because what you send out is what you get back. Like I just said about the shaming, it's the same thing with the good vibes, so you're sending good vibes, that's being sent back to you. And it turns into a portal of love for the planet. So you're actually healing the planet just by loving your twin flame. That's all you have to do, is unconditionally love your twin flame. Okay? And it is healing the planet. All right, the next card you got, it says Opal. It says your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. Okay, so maybe some of you have children. Maybe some of you are looking to have children. And yeah, it just says your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. So, let's see, what else could they be talking about? Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God. And then if any of you had a loss, they want you to know that, your children, in heaven are happy and well cared for by God. Maybe some of you needed to hear that. And I'm very sorry for your loss if some of you did experience that. Maybe some of you miscarried, and they want you to know that your children are being well cared for by God and the angels. Okay. All right. The next card you got is yes, yes, yes. It says the idea of saying a giant fat yes to everything that comes your way might feel cheesy or over the top, but as mindfulness exercise, the practice of yes can be incredibly freeing. Whenever you notice any resistance to something that is happening in your direct experience, such as a difficult emotion or difficult sensation, instead of pushing it away, try saying yes to the feeling and see what happens if it feels okay to do so. Now that is a very good advice for the twin flame union. Try out the energy of yes. Yes, this is what, yes, you want commitment. Yes, you want this to work. Yes. And feel if that's freeing to you. Okay. Just the energy of yes. Try that experience and see if that lifts something off of your chest, or lightens your energy just by saying yes to your twin flame, a giant fat yes to your twin flame. And you're saying yes to not only the third dimensional twin flame, but to your fifth dimensional twin flame, who has never left you anyway. Your fifth dimensional twin flame will never leave you, by the way. It was with you from the day you were born. I mean, in many, many lifetimes. Okay. And just feel your energy and how light it feels just by saying yes. Yes to the experiences that you've had. Yes to the experiences you're going to have. Yes to your twin flame. And see if that makes you feel lighter, more joyful, and just more like her. See if it makes you feel more like her, where you are feeling like, I am love. I embody love. Nobody outside of me has to tell me they love me. Nobody outside of me has to show me they love me, because I'm already love. I already know it. I'm already connected to the divine. I'm a spark of the divine. My job is to be a portal of love to help heal the earth. I do not need or expect anyone to show me love. I will love them anyway. I embody love. I am already love. Okay. And then I also pull a card, like just something to ponder on. And this is the one I pulled. It says, I love my twin flame because. I love my twin flame. Or it could just be just because, right? I love my twin flame just because. Well, because, it could just be, we are the same spark, right? That's me in another body. And I unconditionally love myself. Therefore, I unconditionally love my twin flame. Or maybe there is a particular reason. Maybe they've taught you something. Maybe they helped you grow in some way. Maybe there is something that something that I can't even think of, okay, that made you feel like, oh, without meeting this person, this never would have happened, okay, and this person must really love me because this is what we signed up for, And this person promised me that they would help me to get this until I, succeeded in my mission. And of course, being in the 3D, it's hard to see the effect you two have had in the 3D, but once you cross over, you're probably going to see something that you never would have thought. You'll probably be like, oh Lord, I did all that. Well, that was so it wasn't for anything. It was not for nothing. Okay. It's almost like, again, there's a crumbling going on here, and everyone else is clinging for dear life. And us twin flames, we're letting go. We're allowing the new paradigm. We're allowing the new earth, the new world, the new way of a relationship. And we're the way showers. Okay, we're the way showers, and we are letting go. We are leaving. We're leaving the third dimension and what it stands for behind. All right. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you're interested in a private reading or life coaching session, my email information is below. Otherwise, thank you so much for clicking on my channel. That's my dog. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.